Hello from my side. Sorry.
Hello from my side.
Can't stop saying this now.
No, I know. It's because it's on our podcast. If you want to watch or listen to a podcast, it's called Driving Forces. You can watch that one. This is the Kia EV9.
Yes. And we just thought we've got our own videos of this car, which is now out because the embargo was lifted. But we just wanted to kind of just have a chat about the car.
Yeah.
And it's massive.
It is very big. It's Range Rover height.
Yeah.
I would say. Range Rover, like proper full-size Vogue version. It feels that tall.
Possibly not quite as tall, but I agree with you. Like the size of the thing.
It's huge.
So
It's over 5 meters long? 5.2 or something?
Almost 5.1. It's almost 2 meters wide.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a
good
big
luck.
front.
This will take up a country lane if you're watching this in Ireland. If you're watching this in America, sorry, the highway.
The highway, yeah. The highway, you don't have the country lanes that we have, I promise.
And also, if you are watching America, we know this is kind of a typical SUV. If Tony Soprano, as I said in my video, was still alive, he could drive a matte black one of these. It's one of those Escalades. It's, you know, he could drive
Matte
through
blue,
the tunnel in New Jersey, back into the hood in one of these. So, what we know so far is 99.8 kilowatt hour battery. It's a little bit over that, but the usable part.
Battery, yeah.
Range, Kia say about 527 kilometers on the single motor version.
Single motor, yeah.
It's about 44 kilometers less if you go for the all-wheel drive version of it.
Would you go all-wheel drive? I know I can pull 2.5 tons, 2,500 kgs, but
yeah, again,
would you?
look, if you're watching this in Canada, for example, and you get a lot of snow,
Hello, Canadians.
then maybe you would want it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Ireland's price of it's 386 PS. Is that right? It's very powerful.
It's a powerful car.
Is 204 brake horsepower enough for up to 7 passengers?
Yeah. And 2.5 tons at the back of it.
Yeah.
Which makes the whole car 4.5, nearly creeping along there towards 5 tons with occupancy.
Although it'll only do 2.5 ton if you get the all-wheel drive version.
Yes, all-wheel drive only. But still makes it a 5-ton car with passengers.
Yes. So what side profile? What do you think?
This is piano black plastic cladding, which I think adds to the feeling of big wheels. But the other model that is outside in the tent has different alloys on it, and it looks awful. I think the alloys look really
Don't
weird.
like the alloys on it. I like the silver colour in it, and that version is high gloss. So I think it's about 6 colours.
This is a production colour as well, in case you're wondering. Is that matte blue's coming out?
Ocean Blue is the name of it. You'll be able to get this. It'll be an optional extra. There's a car wash mode. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
So car wash mode on the EV9. If you're going to spend lots of money, don't bring this through an automatic car wash.
For God's sake, no, you'll just make it shiny, actually.
Wash it yourself. But if you don't care, there's a button that will ensure these are retracted. If you have standard mirrors, they will fold in. It'll make sure the doors are locked and the windows are closed properly, and then you drive through.
That's a handy feature.
It's a new,
if you're
it's a new
insane
thing.
and you don't realise you're going into a car wash.
Now,
Don't order these. Don't buy these.
Yeah, they'll be.
At night time, they're terrible.
They get very noisy, but what I
Yes.
mean by that, like the picture quality is not great. So
And
if
it's
you
the
remember,
same for all of them. I've never seen one that works properly.
No.
From luxury brands down to budget brands, no one seems to like it work.
it's as simple as this: cameras rely on light, and when there's less light, the picture quality is just not going to be
When
great.
you're on the motorway, that little screen is going to be lit up beside you with little white dots all over it, and you won't be able to distinguish whether it's headlights behind you or it's just some noise on the camera or whatever it is. So
Now,
just get ordinary mirrors.
There is a camera. There's 2 cameras here. There's one on the mirror and there's one here. So I presume this is for the
360
blind
or
spot
something, blind spot,
thing that
yeah.
we've seen in the EV6 before.
This has microphones. Did you know that?
The Sorento has a microphone as well.
It's listening for emergency services. This one is now. So when you're on the highway driving and you have your automatic cruise control on and it's driving on the road, it listens out behind you so it knows to get out of the way of emergency services. So the mics are buried under the car and it's listening backwards.
Is it recording what you're saying?
I don't know.
They're
They
watching
wouldn't
us.
answer that, whether there's something going on inside of what it's doing. But the mics are part of the safety system.
The doors are heavy, really, really heavy.
They're also huge.
The angle of it, it's not quite as far as something like a Qashqai. I don't really want to compare this car to a Qashqai. Very different vehicle.
Yeah, it's not 90 degrees outwards, yeah.
But there is enough that is a massive space to get in and out of.
You can do the party trick on a seat, 90 degrees. Maybe we could open the window or something so I can be on the outside of the window. And then you'll be able to see in.
Go with that line again.
So we can do a party trick.
What's the party
if you're
trick?
unable to get in here, we can turn that seat 90 degrees to face this way. Faces out.
Ah. Hello from my other side.
Hello from my side. I
keep
did this
knocking into
earlier.
this. This is vehicle to load, by the way.
I guarantee this won't work now that I'm actually trying to do it. Oh, it does not work, okay.
So sit in there now and show
So,
us.
if you're disabled or have trouble getting in and out of cars, or you just have a great big child car seat and you want to put a child in, it faces this way and it's locked that way. So you can sit there while you're charging your car with nothing else to do. Give it a suntan, read a paper if you want. Do whatever you want. But face it this way, and it's 90 or 180. So I can face this into the back as well.
The door bins are a little bit small, actually.
They are, yeah.
You have blinds here for keeping the sun out.
Heated and cooled seats, 2 rows.
I think this is commendable. It's good quality.
It's recycled PET.
Yeah, plastic bottles. A bottle of Volvic, that's in this car.
Yeah.
May not be Volvic.
Almost, well, a lot of the dashboard, centre console, door cards, all recycled PETs. So 20% or so of the car comes from recycled material.
Fishnets.
That's
Not those kind of fishnets.
Not the fun kind of fishing nets.
From Fisher people.
Actual fish nets from Fisher people.
Fisher people. This is vehicle to load. It's standard on the car. It will. So this car is pretty interesting. It's future-proof in the sense of this car can vehicle to load. So this can charge additional items: a laptop, an electric bike, inflatable mattress.
Yeah.
It'll do 3.6 kilowatt output. This car can also, down the road, put power back into the grid. So you'll be able to directly sell your excess battery charge to ESB, in theory. Not
We
yet
had a
in Ireland.
fascinating chat with a man upstairs very recently. It's on our podcast. He explains the business behind, the future business behind how that's going to work. Check it out, Driving Forces on Spotify.
Very interesting. We didn't get a figure of how much weight can go on the roof.
And it's not in the spec sheet either, even though there is roof bars there. But it doesn't say it in the spec sheet what's a load carrying up there.
That's an interesting one. Let's check out the boot. So a lot of this car has obviously been intentionally designed with aerodynamics in mind. It's 0.28 drag coefficient.
Which is pretty good. We've seen better, but it's pretty good for an SUV.
Well, for the size of it, yes.
It has a sloping roof line on the back, even though from the side it looks really flat, it actually has a sloping roof.
Don't worry if you're going, it's another car without a rear wiper. It's not. It's up here. It's hidden. Hyundai, sister company, did that with the Tucson, you might remember. But didn't Land Rover do that as well?
Land Rover did that with the original, or an early version of the Defender, yeah.
Electric boot, which I can never find.
It's slightly over to one side, which I found a bit disconcerting.
Does it do the... I need the key. I haven't got the key.
No, there it is. I found experience, so.
Many Irish blokes does it take to open a boot. So with the third row seats, it's 333 litres. That's good.
That's very good. That's a hatchback size. Like, you're getting a fairly sizable boot there. Weeks worth of shopping is going to fit in 330 litres, and it's usable space. It's not like up here space where everything falls into the back.
Yeah, but they're getting some of the height, some of the literage out of, you know. But that, I mean, even the Sorrento doesn't have, like, that's a very usable.
It is very, very normal, good space. With the seats down, it's more or less a van.
Absolutely.
It's very big. It doesn't have a flat floor, so the seats go down, but there is places you're going to lose things if you put the seats on all the time. But it is quite a massive space.
It's not far off 800 litres when you have the third row seats down. Did you notice this little hook?
What's the hook for? I couldn't work that out.
So if you're stuck at the side of the road, trying to change a tyre.
Oh.
Do that.
I was trying
And
to
you can, or you can get your
tonneau covers in there. Yeah.
your parcel. I'm not going to take it out because this car hasn't been touched. But this car will be a press car for one of the markets here in Europe.
Yeah, because only 3 of these exist. We have 1, and the other 2 are in the wild.
I mean, it's a bit rough and ready the way it's screwed in, but that's a handy little feature. Just
It is useful, yeah.
You know.
It is.
you've got a
big car.
socket there as well. It is massive.
Such a big car.
It is massive. I'm not sure if all trim versions will get an electric boot, but it's a heavy boot.
This one features the rear camera as well, which is looking behind you for the safety thing. It's not on the other car, on the lower grade spec.
Why didn't they put it up there
Yeah, I wondered that as well.
in the shark fin?
Maybe it's looking down like that way as well. Really
It's
down.
looking down on everybody the size of it.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's such a massive car, yeah.
Bob has a very fancy new iPhone because he smashed his last iPhone and decided
We last one.
have a multivan. So he went and remortgaged his house and bought a new iPhone.
iPhone 14 Pro Max.
It's pretty good. Do you want to just give us a little point of view of the interior there and show
Yep.
us?
I am on the point of view. It's very crisp, very clear. It's very good interior-wise. This is how we're looking in here.
That's a rip-off of Audi.
I was looking at that too. That lower part definitely has overtones of Audi in it, but I'm not convinced by these two things being in the middle of the steering wheel.
Do you think you hit off them by mistake?
Yeah, maybe when you're lowering your hand on here, you might just hit the old terrain mode or something on it, because you can see there it's terrain mode. But
So that's 5.3 inches, I think. That's 12.3 and that's 12.3.
yeah, 3 screens. Things disappear when you don't need them, so if these buttons here aren't always there, and some other little sort of gimmicky things.
It's weird there's nothing digital here.
No, nothing. Physical buttons, physical temperature buttons, up and down, proper ones, and mode buttons. Oh my God, I'm actually pressing something.
This is new as well. This is not like... It's not unlike what Hyundai
The
have.
stalk coming out, yeah. And it's in a sort of an odd spot, but you can see how little interference the gearbox now is, because there's nothing on the floor. So in front of this is flat. So you can have flat floor throughout the whole vehicle now if you want.
Did you spot the bit that sticks out back there?
What bit? Oh, there's a little tray or something.
So-
those seats face the opposite direction if you want them to.
Yeah, you can
For
fully...
captain's chairs, they go all the way around.
that what you used to
You
go,
go
or
the
is
other,
it-
yeah, go around towards you now, and it'll go the other way around. You see Mark is demonstrating there.
Here's one I made earlier.
There's one he made earlier.
So, this thing...
Oh, sexy. Little table in the middle. You too can play a game of cards or something.
armrest that click down and then you can adjust them.
Infinitely adjustable, we like them.
Yeah. Unusual air vent things here as well.
Yeah, in the roof is an odd spot for us. It kind of blows the air straight down on top of you.
That's lovely. That feels really good.
Can't even, it's like neoprene or something, isn't it? It's very, it's like, I can't explain what it is.
soft.
It's sort of spongy, soft feeling, yeah.
And these are now USB-C. They've had these in some of their cars before, the charging ports.
Oh,
You still get these buttons though, so not with they're not there with the driver, are they?
Not for the driver, for the
Probably from a
passenger,
safety point of view.
Yeah.
You don't want them.
So you can't move the driver, but you do have buttons here on the side of my passenger seat for moving the seat around. And you can see now those rear view mirrors are there. There's the inner part of the rear view mirror. It's just a screen, but don't order them, I'm warning you.
Oh, and depending on which car you go for, this has
Even foot resting. There's so many buttons on the side of that seat.
it's quite.
Anyway, I'll pull it around. There's a footrest pops out of there on that one. It's tilting and moving. There's so many adjustments on that seat. It's crazy stuff.
It does work though. This is also electrically adjustable.
Jeez. What do you reckon? We'll have to talk about the over-the-air updates and things you can buy afterwards, and we'll do that as well. Yeah.
Yes.
We have to. Let's talk about these things.
Let's chat. Oh, did you show everybody the rear view video stream?
Oh, the video, the rear, yeah.
I'll demonstrate it for you.
Camera. You see him going on the back.
Hello.
There he is. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That's a very close-up view of your face.
And this one. Hi, Mom. So, big car for Kia.
And there's a lot with this that's not just about the car. You know, over-the-air updates now are quite big. You can also specify to buy new product for the car through the software updates. If they do this thing of fitting everything to the car, and then it's turned off software-wise. So they're starting to do that now in Kia too.
Will that be a subscription model? Not sure. If you are watching this in America, you'll have extra headlights here.
Yeah.
Not headlights, but kind of daytime running lights. They were removed from the European cars because of European regulations. They were too dangerous for passengers, or for pedestrians.
Lights here.
Lights. Weird, isn't it?
If you're going to get hit by a car, you'll be killed by the car.
This, so there's air curtains here, but this opens for cooling.
Yeah, active
Nothing
cooling.
here.
That helps the drag coefficiency as well. And there are 2 LiDARs on this one. On the lower spec model, they don't appear, and this is body coloured. I noticed as well out in the front. It's a slightly different looking front out there on the lower braid one.
15 sensors in the car in total. Battery preconditioning. If you're going to a charger, it'll get it to the right temperature. Heat pump is standard.
Yeah. Fascinating stuff with that heat pump, actually. The idea of how much you can generate without costing the battery or anything. It's kind of interesting.
This car has been designed to take on, maybe not initially, because some of the cars weren't in existence either, but Audi Q8, EX90, Volvo,
Oh, yeah.
Model X from Tesla, Mercedes.
Yeah, you can see where Kia pitching, can't you? In the, we've gone from a home standard normal brand to being a luxury brand, essentially what we're building here. And I know this isn't big sales in Europe. I know they already predicted that this is much more of an American car, Canadian American car, but this is still going to find homes 100% because I think it's actually a lovely looking car.
Interesting thing Kia have said today as well, because this is going to be a halo car for them, most expensive. It was how much was it? I can't remember how much a Stinger was, but they've said they will continue to build cars for everybody. So while they will have stuff that they're now putting up to premium brands, they will still have the Seed.
14 new models between now and 2020, though,
Yeah.
or now in 2025, 2027.
And 70% of battery electric vehicles by 2030. But they're not giving up on petrol or diesel, certainly petrol.
Internal combustion will continue.
Just yet.
Wet fuels will continue for the foreseeable future and possibly beyond 2030 and 2025. They're talking about keeping it in there because we know it, we understand it. There's a lot of markets that are not prepared to be able to charge cars that have 99 kilowatt hour batteries in them, and they're not set up to do it. They don't have a choice, and Kia is not going to exclude any customers out there who want to buy one of their cars. So PHEV, at least PHEV, will continue on in its normal form.
By Irish prices, at today's prices of roughly at home 38 cent a kilowatt hour, that'll cost you about 45 quid to charge.
That's a lot of money.
Now obviously you can have solar, you can have night rates, but that's if you don't want to get into that day and night meter messing around. Some
At your
people
base
don't.
rate, like.
Some people don't want to run dishwashers at night time, so they don't want to have a night rate. So about 45 quid.
And double that nearly on Ionity, the other end of the scale.
And it will do 250 kilowatt charging. So just our kind of combined thoughts of it. We both have videos of this EV9, much more detail. This is just our observations, kind of walking around the vehicle.
I love it. I do. I actually love the car. I love the look of it. I love the feel of it. It feels very premium. It feels like something I'd actually want to drive. And it also kind of puts it up to the SUV. The guys who say SUVs are a waste of this. This is a fully electric one. You can't. It's not polluting the environment any more than a Tesla Model X. So you can't really do anything about it. And it's got a practical amount of seats in it too. Proper family vehicle,
Can do just about everything. It's just all about price. For me,
I think it's going to be like $100 grand back home, I think it's going to be really expensive. Maybe it'll surprise me and be less. I don't know, but it's a big vehicle with a big battery, and those two things combined means it's going to be up at the top end of the market.
Just remember, the GT version of the EV6 is €85,000.
Yeah, that's the fast one, yeah.
So Kia are not shy about saying, yeah, that's the price.
That is World Performance Car of the Year, by the way, that GT version. And Car of the Year was the smaller one, the ordinary Kia EV6.
Closest thing that this has competition-wise, probably from coming down the line, is the Vision 7 from Skoda.
Even looks a tiny bit like it if you squint.
This will be out first, won't it?
This will be on the market in November.
Yeah.
We will see these in showrooms November this year. Hopefully we get a spin it before then, but there's still only 3 in Europe. 3 cars.
Wow.
That's going to be a funny press rotation. We'll be fighting over cars.
Thank you very much for watching. Do comment below with your thoughts on the newest vehicle from Kia. It's been a long time coming, the EV9.
It is, yeah. And check out Driving Forces, our podcast, which has picked up steam at a great rate. We're getting a huge amount of content from that. We make podcasts on these as well. So check that out. There's good interviews there about Kia and the EV9 from both the designer of the car and the marketing dude.
Goodbye from my side.
Goodbye from my side. Until the next time.